Thank you for filling the void. Today's video is battling negativity in order to stay positive. Okay, so first things first. Don't think anything negative of yourself. That is the first rule. Do not think anything negative of yourself. Because you know what? If you're negative about yourself, you as an individual, you're going through that day. You are the main source for that day. So if you're thinking negative of yourself, you're going to have a negative day and some negative experiences. Now, some ways to avoid that. I don't know. Like think of like one positive. Well, like first, like some pretty severe negative people. Just jot down like I don't know. You don't have to jot it down, but just think of 3 positive things about yourself each day. Make sure to change it up a little bit. Compliment yourself. Believe it or not, it works. Because I've heard some negative people who talk really bad about themselves, and it's just like, dude, you're kind of being a bummer. So, yeah, if you're being negative towards yourself, that negativity is, believe it or not, negativity is contagious. People can argue with it, whatnot, but it is. Because if you're hanging around negativity, you're going to be negative. So let's see here. Battling like negative thoughts. Like if you have any kind of negative thoughts, basically what you want to do is you want to battle that with some positive thoughts or prove those thoughts wrong. Such as if you're paranoid, saying, "Oh man, everyone's looking at me. It must be there must be something wrong with me or something." Prove that thought wrong by just saying hi to someone or something. Like just to prove a point that no one's out to get you. They don't care. Like no one cares. Like see, I have come to a realization, because I remember when I used to be severely negative and whatnot, I used to think everyone was like against me. Like I was just this sworn enemy for some reason, and I was just like meant to be outcasted and whatnot. I don't know, it was very negative thoughts. Basically, what I did to combat that is I went out of my comfort zone billions of times. I've probably said it in previous videos. I first started just going to this one Starbucks, and I would go there every day off, sit at the table by myself. Believe it or not, a lot of people can't do that. So that is another way to bring more strength mentally and thinking positively, because through that experience of my paranoia and whatnot, and just sitting there out of my comfort zone, you would be surprised how many positive people, well, for me, it was the employees, because I was such a regular, they would actually be so nice to me. And it was a very comforting feeling. So just go somewhere simple by yourself, like go get coffee. And if you're feeling, this is a bit easy, go to a restaurant, compliment your waiter or waitress, give them a good, ask to speak to their supervisor and give them a good, a good comment. You bringing positivity forth is going to bring positivity in return. Now, you're probably going to think this is very weird, but when it comes to negative people, you're probably going to think this is weird, but I am a heavy believer in, like, your eyes tell everything. If you see someone being so negative and everything, like, I repeat, do not make eye contact with that person. Because, your eyes, these are your they can basically transfer the vibes that you're giving. And if you're just looking at someone, like making eye contact with someone who's negative or sad, I mean, like, if someone's sad, like, seriously, don't make eye contact with them. But be the uplift, but do not, I repeat, do not make eye contact, because that sadness will transfer into you, and then you're going to have a bad time. Trust me, that's happened to me multiple times. Making eye contact with certain people that I shouldn't be making eye contact with. So keep that in mind. But you do want to make eye contact with positive people, because that positivity can transfer onto you. Now, it might sound a bit weird, but I hate to break it to you. It's true. Like, if you go try it out, you'll see what I mean, that the way people act can be contagious. Let's see here. Another way to battle negativity, if you have like a homeless problem, like my city does, what I used to do when I was homeless, I would go to Burger King. I would get their Wi-Fi, and since I don't eat the food at Burger King, I would go get, like $1 burger or something, and I would go give it to a homeless person. And, that made me feel good about my day because I helped someone. So if you just go out of your way and help someone, you'll feel a whole lot better. It really does feel good. Let's see here. Now, coming on up to, let's see here. Let me see here. I'm not writing this stuff down. It's just coming straight off my mind. So if I'm repeating stuff from previous videos, oh well, refresher. There was some things that I was thinking about. Oh, yeah. Keeping your mind occupied. If you, like I battled, was racing thoughts. These negative thoughts that would just continuously go through your mind, and they would just cycle and cycle and cycle and get faster and faster, and it'd just be like, and then I was just always paranoid because that's all I heard in my head were these negative thoughts. Now, way to battle that. Keep your mind occupied. Like at work, right now we've been doing Rubik's Cubes and different kind of cube puzzles, and believe it or not, that keeps my mind occupied. Also, music. Music is definitely a good way to keep your mind occupied. You got, let's see here. I like handheld video games, and that's what I would bring to Starbucks too, because I knew no one was going to sit with me because it was just me. So I would just play my video games and drink my coffee, and then once my coffee was finished, I would go. But yeah, your handheld video games. There's handheld puzzles. Besides like Rubik's Cube and stuff, like there's maze games. Like there's all kinds of things that you can think of to keep your mind occupied. Just to keep away from those racing thoughts and whatnot, because you don't want those. Those things will eat you alive, and they get worse as you age. Another thing, now this is probably going to sound a bit forward to some people, because they're like, oh, that's so hard. But stay hydrated and keep a good diet going. that is one of the key things to maintaining a positive lifestyle. It's all based on diet. I mean, you can argue with it, but like just doing the simple fact of drinking just water, you'll notice a big difference in your mood and everything. And once you notice that, then you're going to want to, put forth effort on eating better. And I mean, believe it or not, hydration is one of the key things to being positive, because your body needs hydration. Water is lubrication for your organs and all that stuff. It's just your body needs water, like, period. But if you're constantly, drinking Coke and all that other stuff, like, you're just depreciating your body. And so if you're, like, I've noticed it. Like, there's this one woman at work. I can see every now and then, they're up and up. Like, they're all up. But one thing that they're doing, though, is they're dependent on these caffeinated drinks. And I'm talking about these energy drinks. And when they're not having their energy drinks, they're complaining about the migraines they're having. And, they're just a negative mess when they don't have that caffeine and stuff. So get off of any kind of substance, because I'm telling you, energy drinks to hydrate you. They don't even hydrate you. If you want some key energy drink that's natural, apple cider vinegar, just put a little bit in your water and you'll be good to go. The reason why I did this, because I have my apple cider vinegar in the fridge with a spray bottle, and I just put some. See, I got me a glass of water right here. Oh, and that's another thing. Now, this isn't nothing to do with positive, but you want to drink out of glass bottles. Yes, glass bottles. You might think it's crazy, but I actually enjoy my water through glass bottles now. And believe it or not, it actually gives it a good taste, because that plastic isn't rubbing off on the water and whatnot. It's just, and I did try the stainless steel stuff too, and but it gives my water too much of a metallic taste. I don't like that. I like just the crisp taste of just glass and water. It tastes so good, and everyone jokes that this is moonshine at work. No, it's not moonshine. It's purely water. Another way of battling the negativity is okay. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay, so you know how people like to stereotype. They will stereotype like crazy. Like, someone walks in the door and you're like, oh, that guy looks like a bad person. I don't want to talk to that guy. Nope. See, believe it or not, stereotyping and assuming things are a form of negativity. The key thing with assuming, just don't care. That's it. If you're starting to find yourself assuming things, it could be about anything. You need to learn not to care. And believe it or not, there are medicines out there that can help with that, because mine is one of those. If you're not wanting to do medicine, well, healthy diet. But like, for example, there was a guy at work. Now, a lot of people wouldn't talk to this person because of how they looked. With the whole dread look. They were kind of, muscular toned and whatnot. And, they were more offish. Like, they didn't want to be around anybody. So they would just kind of stand off. So therefore, people would automatically assume things and start stereotyping and all that stuff. Well, little old me, I come up to him and I say, hey, I really like your hair. And I just kept walking. And then eventually me and him became best buds. So, if you ever find your surrounding areas, like, if you can sense some kind of negative vibes towards just one person, don't be one of those people. Because put yourself in those people's shoes. Would you want people assuming things about you and thinking you're such a bad person? No one wants that. So break that barrier and show the beauty within that person so everyone else can see, and then everyone will start talking to them. Because you broke the barrier. You broke that stereotypical value that everyone was putting on that person. Stereotyping is a big form of negativity. You don't want to give that any energy. Nope, you don't want to. Stereotyping and assuming things, that stuff will eat you alive. Another thing is jealousy. That is a big form of negativity, and it seems to be pretty common in this day and age. Like, the jealousy stuff gets out of hand. Like, there was one woman, they were talking at work, and she was talking about how she has a GPS on her boyfriend's phone, so she can see where he is and everything. And if she sees him somewhere where he shouldn't be, she'll call him and be all on his case. See, that jealousy is a form of negativity. It's going to eat you alive, just like I said. Key word when it comes to relationships: trust and just don't care. Simple. Just don't care. Because what happens, happens. Now, another thing, I know I've talked about this, is let go of the past. The past is the past. It's done. It's over. Move forward. Don't want to backtrack into the past. That can go with anything. That can go with relationships. Choices you made in the past that you learned from, don't go back and make those choices again. It's in the past. You done learn from it. Move forward. The key is moving forward continuously. Keep going. And, big final finale, drum roll. Crap, it just slipped my mind. Let's see here. Finale. Okay. So, number one. Long-term goals. Number one, you want to find a job that you enjoy. Don't be one of those people that go get a job just to get a job. Don't go be one of those people that you get a job, you hate it, and you continuously work at this job. Don't be one of those people, because you're going to have a bad time. The key is find a job that you'll like, and keep long-term goals with that job. So, say, okay, I start off here, for example, say you work in a fast food industry and you like working there. Well, if you like working there and you like the atmosphere, set long-term goals in that field. Believe it or not, you can make anything a career. You don't need a college education to make anything a career. But the thing is, I was lucky enough to be a part of ROTC where they taught us this. And the thing is not a lot of people who didn't take ROTC don't know how to think like this. But like say if you like the atmosphere in the fast food and you love it, believe it or not, you can easily pursue a career out of it. So you start off at drive-through or whatever. You know, you're at the bottom of the pool. Okay, say I work here X amount of years and work my way up to management, and then from there I can work at X amount of years under management, get a good reputation, and call up to corporate offices and eventually work your way into corporate offices. And it's pretty easy because when I worked at Shane's Rib Shack, I liked that job so much, and that was my goals. It was eventually to get up into corporate offices after an X amount of years. But that's just the way you got to think. If you continuously want to do the bare minimum, you're going to find some obstacles in the future that are going to be like, say you're at a maze and you're just going to, you can't get out of this area. You're just stuck. You try to walk around it. That when you're wanting to just do the bare minimum. And I'm telling you, the bare minimum isn't good because you become used to doing the bare minimum. And when you're so used to doing the bare minimum, and when you get older and whatnot, and you're continuously doing the bare minimum, you're going to find it's going to be harder for you to adapt with change in your job because you're so used to doing that one thing. That's it. You got to, as a positive person and someone who believes in themselves, such as yourself, got to believe in yourself. You want to pursue greatness. You don't want to pursue the bare minimum. The bare minimum is for young people, like college kids, high school kids, because they got to learn, the work field and whatnot. I mean, hey, if you like doing the bare minimum, I have met some older people who've done the bare minimum. For me, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to be like that person, because I don't know, just from watching some things. Like, I remember when I worked at Shane's Rib Shack and I was juggling 2 jobs, and this older woman, she was like, James, I'll be right back. Just stay for a little while. Don't go to your second job just yet. Okay, so I did that, and it was getting pretty late. Like, I needed to go. And so I just get my stuff, and I started leaving. She was out smoking weed with some teenagers. And this woman is like freaking 50 years old. Like, don't be that type of person. Doing the same old bare minimum jobs and making bare minimum choices. Like, don't do that. You're better than that. Everyone's better than that. You don't want to be like that. You want to pursue greatness for yourself. So get on the ball. Rewatch this video if you got to. And go make a better you. Thank you for filling the void. And I'm out. Peace.